Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Dragoon X Omega I. Between last episode, where we found the musky bone, gave it to X1 the robot, and got the uranium core, and this episode here, as you can see, I've grinded to level 16. At level 15, I learned the cloak spell, which basically prevents Nika monsters from attacking you. So, the equivalent of that in form of an item is the skunk spray, and I'll be buying some skunk spray in the shanty town. I'm heading to the shanty town because that one guy in the inn, his dialogue changes once you rescue Duke August. He was kind of depressed that, you know, Duke August, he thought Duke August and the entire army was destroyed. But now that we rescued Duke August, his dialogue changes, and he says, "August survived, Nika, I know he can save us all." So, we gave him some hope, which is good in this apocalyptic world where most people don't have hope. So they're like the people at the Nika resort, just partying and trying to have a good time because they think that the world is going to end. Speaking of the Nika resort, before we head to Usand, our goal for this episode, the final town, we want to make sure that you go to the Nika resort and get that sonic orb from the lumpy bed in the room in the northwest corner. So I already have that. I got it in an earlier episode, so I'm good to go. You're going to need that to fry the brain of the guard robot that we were told went crazy and isn't letting people leave that place. So, still be a little bit of a tough fight, but the sonic orb will make it winnable. So as you can see, we use the skunk spray, and we won't get into any encounters until we get to southeast of Tours, where the monsters get a little stronger and tougher. So we're saving a lot of time by not encountering any monsters here, but we will be encountering a bunch of new monsters in this area. So there's a few that we want to farm in this area. Before we head to the snow, there's two monsters you want to grab over here from this enemy domain, and not too tough. We got the cyborg here, which we already fought the stronger cyborg, the Organ Ripper. Like the Organ Ripper, this guy will use aura on himself if his hit points go below 25%. But he's so weak right now, because we're so strong, that it doesn't really matter. So, this is, like I said, a decent area to grind until about level 14. And then level 14, then you can go over to the snow type field and fight monsters there. So I'm going to look for one more monster here that isn't really good to fight. It's the Plasmus monster, which is the equivalent of this game's the gold man. So they give a lot of gold, but they give really poor experience. And as you can see, when you're grinding for so much gold anyway, you're going to get a lot of gold anyway, just grinding for experience. So it's better to grind for experience than gold, because you're going to get the gold you need anyway before you get the experience you need. So the plasma, not a really good enemy to fight. It's weird because the card that came with the initial Dragon Warrior game says like the recommended monster to fight at level 12 is the gold man, but they give such terrible experience that it's kind of pointless to fight them. I usually just run from them, but like I said, I want to get all the enemies in this game. So now there's the Plasmus gives a lot of gold, little experience, and there's a great spawn enemy, which is like the metal slime enemy of this game, in the snow fields down there. And that gives a lot of experience, but not a lot of gold. So they're kind of like inverses of each other. But the great spawns, just like the metal slimes, they run away really quickly. So I might just have to do them like kind of off screen and save. Do it like while I'm doing some level grinding. Because I do run into one in this episode, but it runs away. So I just probably have to put it as a bonus. Finally, I get the Plasmus. So, yeah, I'm looking for the Plasmas for so long and I couldn't get it. When I was doing level grinding here and I didn't want to fight Plasmas, they were just all over the place. So, yeah, kind of, the game like knows what you want to do and it trolls you. But got the last of the scorpion type monsters, the Dark Ocean. Nothing too special about it. Doesn't have any healing, any spells, anything. Just straight up attacks. So we finish it off. Not too deadly of a monster. There's another monster that just basically attacks, but it's a little more deadly. The Sentry is the game's equivalent of the Wyvern. We're going to run into all three of the type of Wyverns in this episode. They're all kind of bunched up in this area. And there's the Rendar, that's the Knight equivalent in this game. They hit really hard, but they have a 50% chance using that PSI block. And PSI block like rarely seems to work on your character. So a lot of times they just waste their turns. It's almost like they're spindler enemies. Once you get the best armor in the game, the Gamma armor, then stop spell, the PSI block never works on you. Just like how when you get Erdrick's armor in the base game, the stop spell doesn't work on you. But we won't get. We could get that Gamma armor, but I haven't talked to the person who basically tells us where that Gamma armor is, so I'm going to hold off on it. Basically, like I said, doing is what the game tells me to do when I talk to the appropriate people. So, but if you do go in for that Gamma armor, you'll want to make sure that you have 6 car keys. So I won't be able to get it now anyway because I only have 5 because I used that one to get the skunk spray. But luckily the town we're going to has a key shop. So it also has the second best rifle in the game, the rail rifle, and the best shield in the game, the Sigma shield. So that's why we wanted to grind all that gold. So it's going to cost us a lot of money to buy that stuff, but that's where all the grinding came in. So but that'll definitely help our ability out because we still have some more little grinding to do. But luckily, we got quite a few quests that we can do while we're doing that grinding. So, like I said, I like to break up the grinding sessions between little quests. So here's the top strongest wolf type monster. It's the werewolf in the base game, the weaver in this game. Hits hard, but just like most enemies that are a little too strong for us and hit hard, we'll try to put it to sleep with a stare spell. So we have a slightly less than 50% chance, 7 out of 16, to avoid the stare spell. So it's a pretty good shot to use it whenever you run into them, at least at this level. Now once we get the Sigma shield and get the Gamma armor and get that rail rifle, we won't necessarily have to worry so much about staring these weavers, but for now we'll do it because for the best for our survival. Here's a sentinel, that's the Magic Wyvern. So the first thing you want to do whenever you fight them is, first thing, cast the PSI block. It's always going to work on them, and it's important to use that because they use stare 50% of the time. They'll knock you out and then just beat you down while you're unconscious. So that's your first thing. You should also use the stop spell, the PSI block, when you run into the strongest of the Wyvern type monsters, the Star Wyvern, or the Guardian in this game. Not because of their offensive stats, but because of that Aura Tap. Aura Tap will heal them completely, and there's a 75% chance they'll use it if their hit points drop below 25%. So we want to make sure that we cast that PSI block, because most likely we'll get them down to a point where they're going to use that Aura Tap. And they didn't do it right there, but most of the time they will use that Aura Tap, and you're just going to be fighting the battle all over again. So, but we we were lucky there. So, more weavers. Just run away. Tired of fighting these guys. Just weird because then after this I end up wanting to try to farm another enemy. There's a lot of new enemies I encounter in this episode. So, but this once you get the Sigma Shield, the Rail Rifle, and the Gamma Armor, this is a good place to grind. The enemies give good experience. Basically, defeating one enemy will give you enough gold to use the inn here at Usand. So all we gotta do is take care of this guard enemy, and then we'll be good to go. Head to Usand. This guard, though, seems to recover from the Sonic Orb very quickly. In the base game, the Golem used the Fairy Flute, and it would put it to sleep for several turns. This guy just seems like every single time you hit him, it seems like he wakes up out of the Sonic Orb. So he doesn't seem to wake up though, like when you're healing yourself, though. So I'm gonna take some time here to just eat some pills, get my hit points back up, and then fight the guard when I got hit points back. Yeah, he's dead. Woohoo! Not a big reward in terms of experience in Arca, but the big reward is, like I said, getting to the final town. We can get a lot better equipment and learn some new stuff, vital stuff to our quest. So this is the location of that nuke tech badge that we need. We already have all the items that we need to make the nuclear bomb, the uranium core and the titanium cylinder. The techno goddess fell in love with a human man before she gave us technology. She was with his child when she left us. Romantic, eh? No. And she says we're heartless if we don't think it's romantic. So let's tell her that it is romantic. Yes, it is. I thought so too. Okay. So we went ahead here, and this robot here will give us the location of that nuke tech badge I talked about. Meltdown years ago, I fled and hid my ID badge. My nuke tech ID badge is 70 cons south and 40 east of the Nethian Keep. So it's basically Erdrick's token from the base game. So let's go talk with all the people. Just go. You stopped the guard? Thank you, Nika. How do they know our name? Beats me. There's 3 rows of houses or buildings. We'll just go up and down. Gamma, Sigma, and Omega, the 3 that will banish the darkness. Well, we learned about the Omega rifle. That was the rifle that Vesti had. We're going to buy the Sigma shield here, and the Gamma armor is the best armor, and that's to the south. There's a town there. So this guard just basically tells us about there's some robot in here that can help us. The techno god's name is Vesti. Yep, well, Vesti, that's the one who had the Omega rifle. So it's her rifle. We're gonna have to find that. Got a bunch of shops here. Refill our pills. There's gonna be a key shop as well. A shop that sells skunk spray. There's also going to be shops that basically sell all the equipment in the game. Now, all the equipment, for the most part, is obsolete, except for, like I said, the Sigma Shield and the Rail Rifle. But definitely want to grab them, and also grab that 6th key from the card key seller. I worked on a new armor of Gamma Tech. We were attacked, but a weird vendor seemed more interested in the armor than me, so I ran. Alright. So we just basically got to look for a weird render, and everyone is on the planet. It's near TNR, but we can't get into it. Yeah, because remember from the when the Meta Knights revolted based on the story that I gave at the beginning of the game, they destroyed all the planes and the airships that could fly. Now the only way to get to that area is with the nuclear bomb. So we'll do that in the next episode. We'll make it. But for now, we'll just worry about these weapons here. The Rail Rifle and the Sigma Shield. So all we gotta get left is, like I said, the Omega and the Gamma. And then we'll be set in terms of all the best equipment in the game. So heading up. We have one more thing to get, the card key. Get it in this shop here. So armor, no, we don't need any armor or those things. Yep, we want to buy that card key. All right, like I said, you have to have 6 because there's going to be 6 doors on the way to where that the gamma armor is. So we head out. Now, once you get the gamma armor, like I said, it restores 1 hit point per step. So when you grind in here with the gamma armor, if you want, you can just like step back into town and walk in town and heal yourself up that way. It's probably easier though, like I said, just to spend the money and go to the inn because you know, money isn't an issue anymore. We have everything we need. We have all the equipment we're gonna buy. The only thing we'd have to buy potentially would be like maybe a flare for the final dungeon to save on MP, and then you know, pills if we need to buy them. But both of those items are very, very cheap, so money not an issue anymore. It's too bad there ain't like somebody. I wish it was like a regular Dragoon game. Like after so long, because the money's useless now. Maybe if there was somebody like you can like pay them and they exchange like gold for experience. Maybe you can do something like, you know, 10 gold for experience or something like that. Help alleviate the grind. I wanted to see if I can grind out. There's one more monster here that we could run into, the Mad Bot. It's basically the warlock in the base game, the strongest magician type enemy. So, but unfortunately, don't run into it, and I get really hurt really bad around here. So, best call it a retreat. Luckily, we can retreat easily with the Telep spell. Head back, heal ourselves up in the shantytown, and then save our game. Now that we know the location of where that nuke tech badge is, we're going to be heading there in our next episode. Want to make can make sure you have skunk spray to avoid a lot of random encounters, or just use your cloak spell. I'll probably just actually use the cloak spell because I want to keep those 6 card keys, and the only thing we have, the only goal is to get to that nuke tech factory, and luckily it's close to where the badge is located, so we're going to make that one little trip there, get the badge, and then head to the nuke place at the same time. So it'll be a short trip. We won't use up all our PSI, so let's save our game, and I'll meet you back here at the next episode where we try to make that nuclear bomb. Take care, have a good one. Bye.